Hi there, guys. We are now ready, after we've done our T-chart, to start outlining our argument paragraph. So we outline because we want to get our ideas out on paper. It's really hard to stare at a blank sheet of paper and just start writing. So we want to make sure that we get our ideas out before we're forced to write it all out into complete paragraph form. And we also want to make sure that we're not missing any of our parts. We want to make sure that we have enough evidence and we have enough reasoning to write our essays. So, that being said, we're going to go to the next blank page in our Women in Combat packet, or you can write at the bottom of your T-chart for this if you have enough room. I am going to go to the next page here. And I'm going to free write this. It's a little weird on the surface, so just bear with me. Hopefully you can read this okay. Whatever I write on here, you're going to write in your Women in Combat packet so that you have a model. Okay, again, this is the argument paragraph. Sorry. Okay, and on our argument paragraph, we're going to want a topic sentence, at least 2 SIRs. I'm going to model for you 3, just to make sure that we have enough. And then a concluding sentence. Remember, our SIRs stand for claim, evidence, and reasoning. So we're going to start with our 3 claims. We are going to go back to our T-chart and look at what we think of our strongest claims that we have there, or the things that we think we have the most evidence to support, or what I can write the best response on in my best reasoning. So as I look through these, the 3 that stand out to me that I think I can give some good evidence for and have some solid reasoning for is that we don't want women for their careers to be held back. So we're going to put that as one of our C's in our SIR. We want to make sure that this idea that when women are present, groups or organizations are more successful. They're more intelligent, they're more successful. We're going to kind of put those 2 together, and that other countries are doing this just fine, and that we should follow too. So I'm going to take those 3 things from my timeline, and I'm going to plop them on. This is just an outline, so I don't have to write complete sentences. I'm just getting my thoughts out on paper. So I'm going to plop those down here. So, careers not held back. Organizational success is my next C. And my third one, is that other countries, others have done this successfully. Now, these all show are reasons why it would be beneficial for the military to let women into combat roles. So I'm going to take that idea, and in my topic sentence, you're just letting the readers know what this paragraph is about, and this paragraph is about the reasons why it's beneficial for the military to let women be in combat roles. So I'm going to essentially say that. I may want to write that out right now in a sentence, just so I have my first sentence of my paragraph pretty much done, or I can just say it's going to be beneficial or advantageous or some other word along those lines. If you think that it's not beneficial, then you're going to say something along those lines. That's what your topic sentence is. You're making your argument. Your main stance, your main argument is that for this essay, we've decided is that the military should allow women into combat roles. So we are going to state that in our topic sentence, that this is a benefit to the military. That is really messy, guys. Sorry. So it's beneficial or advantageous or some other words similar to that I want to use in my topic sentence so that my reader knows that this is my argument paragraph and that I'm going to make the argument using these 3 reasons why careers not held back, organizational success, and others have done it successfully to support my argument that this is beneficial. So when I look at my whys, my claims, I need to find evidence from the article. And I don't want to write out the whole evidence right now. I just want to get it down so that I have a clear organizational pattern here. So when I look at this, that the careers not being held back, it's the Rosenberg and Phillips article who write about this. It's towards that bottom of that first page. So I'm just going to write that. I'm going to write what it's about, crucial to job advancement. I'm going to write who wrote the article. And I'm also just going to put the page number for right now, just so I know when I go to write out this article, this paragraph, that I know what page to go to and what article to go to get my evidence there. So there's different kinds of remember, claim, evidence, and reasoning. There's different kinds of reasoning. So for my R for this, I need to figure out what kind of reasoning do I want to do. And if I have an idea of what that reasoning will look like, I can put that now. But again, I'm not writing complete sentences. I'm just kind of getting my thoughts organized. And I think for this one, the cause of them not having job advancement is because they're not able to take on these roles. So it's kind of a cause and effect. So that is the kind of reasoning I'm going to write about. So I'm just going to jot a little note down here that I'm going to want to write about cause and effect when I go to do my reasoning for this set of SIR. So when I look at the organizational success one, there's that whole part that talks about that groups are more intelligent, they're better communicators, the skills are done better. That is in Harding's article. Page 8 and 9. Sorry, that's so messy. It's kind of hard to write on this. Let me see if I can make it. No, I guess that's the smallest it is. And then I'm going to talk about that group intelligence. And communication is better. So I'm going to talk about those 2 points about that survey that was done by MIT. Now, it was done by MIT, so there is some credibility source. That's a very famous school. It's very well known. They do a lot of different kinds of studies. So that's what kind of reasoning I'm going to use. Credibility or ethos, right? Oops. And I'm also going to do some elaboration here. So those are the 2 reasoning techniques I'm going to use for this SIR. I'll reread all of this so that you guys can actually read it because it's so messy right now. And finally, the idea that others have done this successfully. For this one, we're going to talk about the different military branches in different countries. Specifically, they talk about the IDF and the Norwegian military. So that's my evidence. This is also from Harding, page 9. And again, IDF and the Norwegian military. Ooh, that's really bad. Sorry, guys. That's Harding 9 and IDF Norwegian military. For this one, because I'm going to be comparing our country to some other countries, we're going to do a compare-contrast for my reasoning. And then that leaves me with my concluding sentence. And for this, we want to say, again, we either want to rephrase our topic sentence, we can make a prediction, we can make a call to action. For this one, I'm just going to kind of restate, and again, that it's positive on military, so that women serving these combat roles, that is positive for the military. All right, so we have our outline here. Didn't take us very long. I know it's super messy, so let me read through this. My topic says I want to have a clear stance. So we're going to talk about how it's beneficial to allow women to serve in the combat roles. That tells us that this paragraph is about our reasons why we think it's beneficial. Our first reason why, which is our claim, is careers then are not held back. It's the Rosenberg and Phillips article that talks about that, and they talk about how serving in these combat roles is crucial to the women's job advancements. That's on page 5. And then we're going to use cause and effect to talk about that, because the cause of women not being able to have that job advancement is the fact that they can't serve in those roles. Our next reason why is organizational success. And we're going to talk about that study where it shows that groups that have more women are more intelligent and they're better communicators. That's page 8 and 9 of the Harding article. And that study was done by MIT, which is a very credible source. And then we're going to elaborate on that. So we're going to give them a little bit more. That's what the elaboration means. And our final reason why is others have done this successfully. And then we're also going to use the Harding article, page 9, and we're going to talk about the IDF and the Norwegian militaries and how they have done this successfully. We're going to compare and contrast that to our own military in our reasoning. And then we're going to end by restating our topic sentence that it's positive on the military. So now we're going to use this to guide our actual argument paragraph writing out, like taking it and writing the whole thing out. That is going to be its own video. So I'm going to stop that here. Again, sorry about the mess. It's a little tricky to write on here, but hopefully you've got all that copied. You can stop and replay if you need, and that will make sure that you have that outline done, so that way writing becomes much easier. All right.